All right, we should be live now. Hey, what's everyone? Hey, what's everyone? Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Let me make sure I got the chat up here. We got some early people in the chat. What's up, KL130? As always, Extreme Zone, Shane Eslick, PR Tech, Mike1360, a lot of familiar faces, Jason, aka Jason from Traveler Gaming. We got Craig Lilly, who looked like he was gone for a bit due to having COVID, but he's recovered now. So welcome back, Craig. Hope you're recovering well. What's up, Frederico? What's up, Dylan? What did you miss the last two streams? Honestly, what did we do? Oh yeah, last week it was the news of people unboxing the Intel and Nvidia graphics cards, but no numbers were given yet. And then today, was it today or yesterday? I think it's today. The graphics card went on sale. Yeah, they went on sale today. But and then the week before that, we built the $1,000 PC. So that was it. When is the next LAN? So the next LAN party video, I'm actually in the process of editing. I finished the first pre-LAN part. So that's gonna go out either tomorrow or Friday, and then trying to finish up the bulk of the LAN party video for the end of the weekend. So we'll see if I can hit that date. It's a lot of footage just from the first day, or the pre-LAN, because I actually recorded 5 days worth of footage for me preparing for the LAN. I ended up with like 3 hours of video that I cut down to 13 minutes. So yeah, it's a lot of picking and choosing what I basically want to show, highlighting all that. So yeah. You ready for another 2-hour LAN video? We'll see. If I get to the point where I'm like, I'm sick of cutting it down, we're just gonna leave it in. It may be another 2 or 3 hour LAN video. So hey, what's up, Chris? Hey, I heard art card release today. Yeah, so we're gonna be taking a look at the pricing on those and availability, I guess. They released, I think, early this morning. So I woke up, checked Twitter, and it's like, yep, everybody's talking about how the cards are released and all that. So I actually personally have not looked at the stock myself yet. I was gonna do that live on stream with you all, just because I, for the most part, have been working on the LAN party video today. Yeah, 5600 Gs were going for pretty cheap, right? You just bought one. And did everybody know, when did you guys find out about Prime Day 2, which is what this thing is supposed to be? I only found out about it maybe like a little bit less than a week ago. It just kind of came up out of nowhere. Angel Barrera says, just bought a used RX 560 for 40 bucks. What do you think? I think for $40, an RX 560 is very solid. It's gonna, I mean, you know, it's an esports card. It'll let you play some of the AAA titles either at 720p or at like 1080p ultra minimum settings, but you can still game. One of the things about me is being able to game is like 80% of the way there already. Just having better graphics and frame rates and stuff beyond like 60 or 40 FPS. That's just like the bells and whistles. You could throw me into a LAN party with an RX 560 and I could still have a pretty good time. I wouldn't really complain. PR Tech said, you started getting affiliate emails pushing the Amazon Prime days. I think I get so many emails from Amazon for orders as well as like affiliate stuff that I kind of ignore them at this point. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I don't push Amazon affiliate nearly as hard as I should probably. Like, sure, for the build videos, I'll put the links down below and stuff, but I'm not pushing affiliate links nearly as much as other like creators and tech content creators specifically. So I need someone to be ahead of that, and then I could just give them a split based off of that. The Amazon app has been showing it to you all week. Honestly, let me see. Let me see what it looks like on the Amazon app right now. Like, when I go to Amazon, I don't look at the banners or anything. I just... Oh. Yeah, so there is that, like, little splash screen. Let's see if I can get it to pop up again. Let me make sure I don't dox myself. Okay. There's no information on here. But yeah, when you open a fresh Amazon, if I can get this to work, it pops up with, yeah, that early access sale for like a split second. I think, honestly, I just ignored that. It's just like a split second where I'm just like, okay, some splash screen. Okay, so let me close some stuff in the background here. We're just chilling right now. You know, letting people get their water, use the bathroom, etc. before we get started to stream. So I want to show you how ridiculous this. I gotta rework the spacing and scaling on this. So this is me trying to keep the same, like, you know, the same spacing between these, which I already do give a big section for this top portion. But due to all the super gifting that's been going on of the memberships, I had to scale it down. So I think I need to make it a little bit wider. But yeah, so you might not be able to read your name unless you're actually watching in 1080p. But on your phone, you probably can't read those. So yeah. I mean, I guess that's a good problem to have because we do have very generous people gifting memberships as well as people just supporting with memberships in general. So... yeah. Hey, what's up, Chris? What driver do you have to update? The graphics card one? Dude, that new 4090 is so powerful. 200 FPS on Warzone at 4K. So we'll take a look at the 4090 stuff. We'll take some polls. Just kind of get everybody's thoughts on that. I'm still catching up on the content for that because I haven't even watched a single full video yet. I've been listening to stuff in the background, and I've seen stuff on social media. Like I think the funniest one I saw was, so this is one of the few times where apparently Hardware Unboxed gave praise to Nvidia for the performance, and he was called a shill, or he was called a shill, or it was given like a backhanded compliment on the Nvidia subreddit, which is kind of funny, but yeah. Mike 1360, I'm still not planning on upgrading until the next gen. So you're talking about like the 50 series or the 5000 series? Benjamin Lescombe, after upgrading my CPU, they're both AM4, should you do a fresh install of Windows? Did you install Windows, like when was the last time you installed Windows? I've had no issues usually when I use the same hard drive and Windows install, moving from like the same platform. So as long as it's AM4, whether you use like a 1st gen or 5th gen chip, I've had no issues usually doing that. It's only sometimes when you go from Intel to AMD, sometimes you might run into weird issues. And then when you go from like a current, like let's say current within the last like 3, 4, 5 years to something that's like an Optiplex Sandy Bridge, you know, that's when I had the most problems usually, when you go way back to older stuff. So it's up to you though. If you're not running into any issues, I wouldn't install Windows again. But if it's been like 3 or 4 years, you feel like Windows is slowing down just because you've installed so much stuff and haven't properly removed it, then I would install new Windows. But it's up to you. Last time you installed was going from a 3300X to... okay, yeah. If you already installed it when you got the 5600G, I'm guessing now you went up to like a Ryzen 7 or 9 from that, then you shouldn't need to do a reinstall. Should be fine. Okay, so Mike 1360, you're waiting. So you're not going to look at this generation of graphics cards. You're going to look at the next for both AMD and NVIDIA. And Intel's potentially also, I guess, 2nd gen you would call it. Anyone getting an ARC GPU tomorrow? I thought they went on sale on the 12th. Was I wrong on that date? Or did they push it back? Unless I confused... no, I didn't confuse the performance embargo, because that was like last week. Oh, it's today. Okay. It came out today, already sold out. Got it. Okay, so we'll see all the sold out listings. And then maybe we should look in the used market to see the scalping prices. I think that would be fun to do today. For the most part, this is gonna be a pretty chill stream. Just wanted to look at the stock and availability, pricing, and then look at some Amazon deals. I do need to look for a non-gaming laptop, which I haven't found any good deals yet using like Swift deals and browsing Amazon. But someone I know needs a laptop that isn't for gaming, like for under 600 bucks. So I'm trying to max out on like the storage and RAM for that. But I haven't seen anything that, you know, a lot of laptops, they either skimp on the hard drive or the RAM. So I've been having issues finding one that has like at least 16 gigs, 1 terabyte storage, and just like overall solid for under 600 bucks. Doesn't need a graphics card. It could be APU or like a Intel integrated graphics. So yeah. Is that gonna pop up on screen? Congrats on 9 months, both to Kuya Isaac and Mike 1360. I don't know why it says new member though. It's a renewal, so it's this little thing. This what do you call it? The source on OBS is. I can't change that. Yeah, well, today marks also 1 year of 1 year of streaming. I don't know if it's 52 or 53 streams, but I basically streamed every single week. And when was the first stream? I would have to go back to look at it. Actually, we can look back together. All right, let's go to the browser. And then so we would have to go. I don't want to watch myself here. We would have to go. So there's a playlist in case you didn't know. I don't think many people go back to watch older streams though. But let's see when the first stream was. We can go all the way back here. Here it is. And that was when I benchmarked the 6600. October 13th. So 1 day, but you know how the calendars work. So October 13th was when I first started streaming consistently last year. Crazy, it's been a year already. Yeah, so if you do go to try back the old ones that you missed. So what I'm trying to do is I want to start like a shorts channel, which a lot of creators are doing, because I think we have a lot of good discussion on these streams. And I want to have shorts where it's just like maybe like 1 minute or 2 minute clips of some of these discussions that are just interesting, that would have like good titles and stuff. Just based on what we talk about, you know, weekly here on stream. Every single week, there's always some topics that come up, and I think it would make for perfect short form content that, you know, people in PC tech and stuff would just be interested in watching that don't have enough time to consume like a full video. So I just need to get on top of that, and then I just need to start it and get the ball rolling, and then get in the groove of adding that to like my YouTube workload. You only missed 1 YouTube live? Yeah, some people have been consistently here and haven't missed many streams at all. So when will you upgrade Kevin's? So thanks for the reminder. I actually need to text Kevin and see if he wants to meet up. So yeah, he has the RX 480 in his system right now, so I think probably gonna upgrade him to an AMD card that should blow the 480 out of the water. Probably like the 6600 XT, maybe the 6700 XT, but we'll see. I forget. I'll plan out the whole thing for him. So Shane needs to be a mod. I can actually make Shane a mod because of how, I mean, Shane is not only, he hasn't only been here for every stream, but I could search Shane's name and see his comments from back in like 2017 or 18, or like since near the start of the channel. So if Shane, if you would like to be a mod, I would give it to you. The thing about modding is some people don't want to be a mod just because then they feel obligated to have to like enforce chat and like look out for spam bots and stuff like that. Our chat's pretty chill, so I definitely think Shane is here every week. So and he's very polite, he's helpful. So I think that's definitely traits that a mod should have, but only if he wants it. Hey, see you later, Kuya Isaac. For Kinetic, this is your first stream? Well, hope you enjoy. We're going to be doing just some random stuff that people who, you know, are interested in PC tech would like, but... Yeah, and then there's Shauner, which, well, you don't do much modding because I think we have so little drama in here that there's not much to do. Whenever something does pop up, one of the other mods usually catches it real quick. So it's not like I have, you know, thousands of viewers that are spamming the chat at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So yeah. But you're only a 51-year-old kid? All right, let's do it. There we go, Shane. Honestly, I don't even know what the mod panel looks like on YouTube. I don't know how much power you guys actually have. Like, do you have enough to change the titles and descriptions and stuff? Because if so, then I need to be very careful as to who I give mod chip to. But I mean, the people who have mod right now, I definitely trust. Okay, not much power. On Twitch, is it different? I could have sworn, because I was given modding powers on Twitch, and I was like, whoa, where did all of these abilities come from? It looked like it was a lot, but... And then you guys can post links, which is definitely helpful, so... Okay, so let's take a look. Let's first take a look at 4090s. I'm very curious about that. Alright, please vote honestly here. This is gonna be funny because I'm expecting like almost 100% no, but please vote honestly, don't troll. I want to see an honest representation of the poll. Oh yeah, Shauner, you're also, because Zach streams over on Twitch, so you're a mod on both YouTube and Twitch side, right? So yeah, I think Death Tech gave it to me to be a mod on the Jawa Twitch, and I was like, whoa, so many different commands and stuff. So apparently we do have a vote for at least one vote for someone buying a 4090. Who in the chat bought a 4090? If you actually did. Alright, so let's take a look at, we'll just do a general Google search and see what pops up. RTX 4090, okay, in the shopping tab, usually there's a shopping tab on the right, but there's not one right now. Interesting. Why is that? Shopping. So we're seeing 30 series stuff pop up. Oh, StockX, my favorite. StockX, my favorite website. Okay, there's only 3 left. How much are people trying to scout this thing for here? See product details. No, it's not. So the last sale was for $2,100 for this the Zotac one. And then they have the sale history here. So there's only been 3 sold since 11 p.m. last night. But so we got 2,200. Someone bought it for 2,400, and then another for almost 2,200. Interesting. Okay, so let's go to Newegg. I don't know how to make a poll. How does that work? Oh wait, are mods able to make polls? I was one who made that poll. But for YouTube, I think only I'm able to make polls. Yeah, I wish I was able to give some powers to like certain mods and stuff, like linking, maybe making polls, as well as like updating the description if we have, because I have to manually do all the timestamps after the stream. So I rewatch the stream and then I manually put timestamps in there. So you know, it's a 2-hour stream. It's nice to have separation, at least some separation, based on like the main topics that we talk about. So yeah, YouTube's just catching up, unfortunately, since they were a little bit slower to the streaming game. But so everything is out of stock, huh? Not surprising. But the sold price, oh, they show the sold price. I don't remember this being a thing. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. But they do show the sold price here. Alright, sounds like Extreme Zone has a story. Krzerp said, how do you say that? Krzerp said he traded his $500 beater car and a 3080 and cash on top for a 4090. I hope he really didn't give up his vehicle, as that's kind of more important than a GPU. Unless it's it was a vehicle that was costing him more money, or I don't know if it's a him or her, but yeah, causing. Oh yeah, you said his. Yeah, costing him more money than like, you know, to repair it and stuff. I was honestly, one of my video ideas that I've been sitting on the back burner about was if I could trade like a kind of higher mid to high end graphics card for like a cheap vehicle. It would have to be something like a motorcycle or something that's not as valuable as like a car, because motorcycles are definitely way cheaper. You can get some for like, you know, anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. But I haven't done it yet. I don't even know how that would work, because there's still title transfer, and then even if you trade, I think you still have to pay taxes on it. But yeah, I thought that would be a fun video. Or trade a whole PC build for like maybe like a... I wouldn't want a beater car because I have no space for it. But like, you know, like a small road bike or something like that. Not like a road motorcycle, not a bicycle. But yeah, I thought it would be a fun video, but we'll see. It's still on the back burner, still able to do it. It's just one of those videos that would be timeless, so. Oh, thanks for the water reminder, Chris. A Vespa? Yeah, something like that. It would have to be an old motorcycle. I mean, I think there's some like Ninja 250, like 250 cc's probably. You can usually find those under $2,000. So it'd be like trading a somewhat nice build for that. I still have my motorcycle endorsement, even though I sold my bike years ago. I keep renewing it every time I renew my license. Okay, where else? I mean, shoot. I'm gonna go back to the shopping result. Oh, we can take a look at eBay. Let's see what those are going for there. So, if we want to look at ending soonest, which I rarely do on eBay just because, yeah, I don't have time to like wait 3 days, keep on watching a listing, and then eventually have it sniped under me. So, I'm more of a buy it now person, but for the sake of this, we have, so the soonest one that's going to be ending is $2,800. Okay, we got to read this. 2,800. Didn't StockX have it? In this case, the StockX with the fees would be cheaper. There are some in stock apparently for $2,293. Obviously, it's a different model, but this one's going for, yeah, $2,300. Even with the fees on top of it, I think it still should come out under $2,800. People aren't even buying this outright for $2,800. They're bidding on it. Let me look at the seller. What is this? So this is from a seller that looks legit. Zero positive. How do you have zero positive feedback with 63? I've never. You even get feedback for buying and selling. How do you have 63? They've been a member since 2005. Do they have any feedback? 73 items sold. Is it because their feedback is so old that eBay has to take them down? Like, if they sold stuff back in 2005, does eBay kind of like get rid of some of those in the percentage calculations? But I mean, this person has one up. Let me read the description of it. It is the gigabyte card. What are I'm genuinely curious. If someone saw the serial number of this graphics card, what could they do? I mean, could they hit up Gigabyte and say, hey, my graphics card got stolen. Here's the serial number, and try to get a replacement or something? Like, I don't understand what they could do. Maybe they could make a fake label and then put it on another dead graphics card to try to, like, RMA it. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, what is the most criminal thing you can do from getting someone's serial number on the graphics card on, like, an eBay or OfferUp listing. Yeah, well, but they wouldn't have the physical card, right? Like, you could get the serial number, but this person, unless you actually buy this, what use is just the serial number? Unless you already had another same model card on hand to, again, RMA. Yeah. But let's take a look at this. $50 shipping from Minnesota. Okay. Gigabyte, new in box, US only. Let me know if you have questions. So that is a very simple listing. They probably were in line. I mean, they have it here, so either same day shipping it, or they had a Micro Center, or Best Buy selling this. Does Best Buy have 4090s in stock? We'll take a look at the Intel stuff afterwards, and then we have the Amazon Prime stuff too. But yeah, lots of stuff that we could potentially do tonight. Ask him why he redacted the serial number. Nah, I rarely use eBay. They could try to register. Oh, they could, but the warranty requires you to have like a receipt, order number. The warranty, yeah, it asks for a lot of information, so I don't think many people will get past that. And I think a lot of the place when you buy from like Amazon and stuff like that, I think that's all tracked. It would be really hard to get a warranty based on just the serial number if you don't have like the details of like when and where it was bought with the order number. Because when I've registered for warranties, I've had to put all those things in. But yeah, they're probably doing it just to be a jerk. Yeah, and it's better safe than sorry. FG204, which I hope you're kidding. You're probably kidding. I'm not paying my rent for the next 3 months to need to buy a 4090. So Best Buy, one of the places that has been very good about keeping cards kind of like near MSRP, especially Founders Edition cards at MSRP, but other ones like at their appropriate prices. But of course, this is all sold out. Hey, look at this $900 price drop though. So if you wanted, you could get a 3090 Ti for $1,100, Founders Edition. The $900 price drop. You could save $900. Shane, you're such a troll. Because he said ask any questions on that listing. So yeah, on eBay, it looks like, let me go back to it. eBay, $2,800. This one has 18 hours left. It's got, is there any sold listings actually? Let's take a look at sold. Let's see what people are actually spending on this. Buying format. Sold and completed items. We have $1,700 for this one. Seems way too cheap. Oh, but it is being sold from... Why would you sell... You would have to pay taxes on this card again. Which I guess the buyer doesn't care. But as a seller on eBay, I guess you could write it off as an expense that you bought it and sold it quick enough. Let's see, what's this? MSI, I love these, like, 0 descriptions. Can you explain why you bought the card and sold it instantly for not a scalper price? Like, sometimes I do like a story. Like, I know sometimes people complain about listings like on Craigslist or OfferUp or eBay that has like a whole story to it. Like sometimes the story is nice compared to something like this, which is like, I'm so curious why you would sell this for 1,700 when everywhere else we're looking, they're going for at least 2,000 scalped. Like, why would you go through the trouble of getting a day 140.90 to list it for is basically how much you got it for? Even if you're making like $100 off this. Hey, Alessio M. Hey man, are you familiar with the $190 660M on AliExpress? Or 6600M? Is this a laptop? It's the same die. So how does that work? So this is a mobile, like, do they put it on a card that you can use on a desktop? We can actually take a look at that later. Let me open that up. Lots of different topics and stuff we can look at today. So this should be a pretty fun-filled stream. Not that much downtime. So 6600M, you said. I feel like this is something that Brian from Tech Yet City would do. Oh no, it's just a 6600. Okay, we gotta take a look at this. Because these look like very generic fan shrouds and stuff, so I'm very curious how this all works. So we'll go back to that, but I don't want to get too off topic where we're ping-ponging around everywhere. But was it new though, Jason? Yeah, I would kind of agree with that sentiment. If you can get, how much was the one? So 190 on AliExpress, and you bought a used one for 168? That feels like a good deal. 168 seems like way too good of a normal price deal for a 6600. Okay, of course, Brian has checked it out. I definitely should watch that video. I feel like Brian's channel is one of those that keeps on getting suppressed. He's talked about it in the past, but I don't, even though I have bells and notifications on for Brian, I do not get all of his every time he drops a video as soon as he drops it. So I need to go check that one out. He did a review. Awesome. So I will check that out. So aside from this one that sold, this is an outlier. Take a look at the prices. 1,700. Then we got 2,800, almost 3,000, 3,400. People are buying these. $3,400. More than double the price. Here's one for 25. It's more reasonable. 21. So yeah, anything under like 2,100 seems pretty sus. I don't understand. 4,250? Is there some money laundering scheme that I don't know about here? Is this the highest priced one? Okay, it is a Strix, but I guess I'm used to the Strix premium on reasonably priced cards not being that much more. I'm used to it being like, oh, $200 more, maybe 300. We're talking, look at the premium on this that you would have to be paying on top of MSRP or versus any of these non-Strix cards. Credit card sign up bonus, baby. Yeah, so I mean, there's probably reasons why people are buying these and selling them instantly. Jason knows all the hacks. He knows all the, what's it called, Mr. Money Mustache hacks to maximize your credit card rewards programs and stuff, and then closing down the cards afterwards. But yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. So are we gonna question why Nvidia has their prices so ridiculous now? Like, I mean, I know I question it all the time just because, you know, I want situations that are not like this to occur, but apparently the majority or a lot of people out there just don't care and they need to have the biggest and best thing and are willing to pay a lot for it. So the ones on Newegg though, they were going for reasonable prices, reasonable being what they were like, you know, supposed to go for. They tell you the sold prices here. They had ones under 2,000 and all of them went, I guess not surprisingly. Wait, Kevin, no, you were one of those ultra credit card like openers and closers to get all those rewards? I did that once for the one that me and my wife is using, and then for my own personal one before I met her, and that was it. Like, I can't keep up with all of that. I'm so unorganized. I would forget to close the credit card down, and I would have to be paying the annual fees. So yeah, that's not for me. And then all the usually mail when you like sign up for a credit card and all that stuff. Then you have to like go, oh, I want only e-statements to be, you know, eco-friendly. Doing that 40 times, I can't. That's funny, Chris. You're saying that's why the prices are so high, because they need to move 3000 series stock. But putting the high prices is not... It doesn't look like it's pushing people towards 3000 series. People are still buying this all up instantly. So, yeah. Okay. So, that was... I mean, let me take a look at my local area real quick before we move on to Intel Arc. Because, yeah, I'm trying to get an Intel Arc card just so I can experience it for the first time. But, we'll see if I can make that happen. Let's see, OfferUp. My go-to app of choice, even though it's annoying that you can't make listings on the browser. RTX 4090. Let's see what we got people in my local area where I could meet up with. Right? Oh, there's none. So, this is surprising. So, I have nearby and shipping turned on. So, this is basically everything on OfferUp that is shippable or in my... Let me see. Nearby. Oh. Maybe I didn't. We'll give it 30 miles. Yeah, this is it for OfferUp. I want... Okay, they're all scams. Look at this. $1,000? Yeah, sure. $1,000, 700. These aren't even... Oh, wait, these are 3090s. I'm blind. So, there are no 4090s on OfferUp. I take that back. These could be real. Because these are not 4000 series cards. No one has listed it on OfferUp. This is very surprising. They're all over eBay. They're on StockX. No, this isn't just my area though. Because some of these with the little blue truck on them right here. That means it ships. So there's no one. I didn't put a price limit. I didn't put a distance limit on shipping. There's no one in the US listing a 4090 on OfferUp. If I were to sell something, I would pick local area first to not have to deal with taxes, to not have to deal with fees, and to not have to deal with people potentially pulling a scam on me as a seller. Someone could just tell eBay, hey, they didn't send me the graphics card, they sent me a box of rocks, they didn't send me a 4090, and then we have a situation, right? I try to sell locally first before going to online platforms just to avoid that. But apparently no one is selling on OfferUp. Yo, okay. So we gotta run another poll. It looks like some people did buy the 4090, though I didn't see in chat if anyone actually said. According to the poll, some people voted yes. I don't know if I believe that. No, I didn't see anyone actually like raise their hand in chat that they bought it. Okay. Extreme Zone says 30 series is still too high. I think a good reference point is going to be the 3060 because that's like the very available one. So let's see what we can find RTX 3060s for. Yeah, if they are anything above MSRP, then at this point, based on like every other component out there, you see price drops over time, especially when new stuff comes out. But I'm just in general, a year to a year plus, there should be a drop off in price. And the fact that the cheapest 3060 readily available on a reputable seller like Newegg, that's refurbished, so that doesn't count. That's open box, so that also doesn't count. We're taking a look at $370 for the first brand new, completely brand new with the $4 off promo code. Thanks, Newegg. We really needed that. Yeah, $4 off promo code for this one for $380. So yeah, the NVIDIA cards still continue to be above MSRP. Kind of ridiculously so. But you can get this $4 off promo code using this. But yeah, so the poll that I just asked in the chat is, do you still actually use Craigslist? And if you do, let me know in the chat. I'll read chat for a bit here. But honestly, I haven't seriously searched for something on Craigslist. I'll do it for like stream, you know, if we're looking, but I haven't seriously looked at Craigslist to buy something in easily over a year, if not 2 or 3. It's just Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp are so much better, and you know, there's a little bit more like a check on those ones, right? There's some kind of profile associated with it. There's rep keeping. I don't even know if Craigslist just kept the reputation of people for successful transactions. I think that would be one of the biggest things they can do, you know, to convince people that it's safer. But yeah. For Kinetic says, I live in Asia, so Craigslist is out the window. Yeah, and then there's stuff like Kijiji up in Canada, but for most of the US people, it was Craigslist for the longest time. Dr. Why am I saying Dr. Christopher Cooney? Christopher Cooney says, pawn shops usually have the best deal on power tools. I'm on an ecosystem, and I have a pretty obscure, not obscure, but it's not like DeWalt or anything like huge. I have work stuff, and I try to get stuff that uses the same batteries. So I would be surprised if pawn shops had a smaller brand like that. Shauner says, once in a blue moon, you will use Craigslist, but the last time I got a good deal off Craigslist was R9 Fury, like 18 months ago. Yeah, so yeah, so Jawa is another great place. Yo, let's take a look. Is anyone scalping on Jawa, the 4090? I wouldn't think so, because Jawa is still a growing site. But let's just see. Let's just see if anyone has... Yep, no 4090s on Jawa, so no one has been ballsy enough to try to list one on here. Especially since, as soon as... If someone dropped the 4090 on Jawa, there's like... it would be posted on Discord. You know, especially it would be seen by all the people who are constantly scouring for deals. But the mods and just the Jawa staff is very quick about it. That would be like a huge, I think, conversation once one drops on Jawa. But all right, there's none on there. So, so 5600X versus 12400F. Because here in India, the build price is similar. So you're saying the motherboard and CPU together for both of those are the same? Or are you talking... Yeah, because you said the build price is similar for the two. Which would I pick between the two? Yeah, so Extreme Zone. I think Canada is the next biggest region that Jawa is working on getting, like, you know, being available in. So, yeah. But back to this question. Wait, where was it? Where was the question? Oh, 5600X versus 12400F. I guess are you getting like an AMD graphics card by chance? So you can have that little bit of synergy that goes on with the smart access memory. With the 12400, you're not the 12400F rather. There are benefits to having the integrated graphics depending on what you do. Like you can use the Intel QuickSync for streaming and then stuff for like video editing. But the 12400F isn't going to have that because that doesn't have integrated graphics. So between the two, it's really a toss-up for me. If they're priced similarly, in general, I have seen Intel systems technically... they're worth longer, or they're worth more in the long term. When you go and look up something that someone's reselling from a previous gen Intel versus previous gen AMD from like the same year, Intel retains its value better. So if you know, most people sell off, or I guess if you give away your PC, it doesn't matter. But if you're planning on selling your parts down the line, you may want to consider Intel. But also, if you plan on upgrading down the line and you want a crazy amount of cores and threads, and you want something like a Ryzen 9 to potentially be thrown into the same motherboard, and you want AM4 support, then you go AMD. But honestly, it's a close toss-up. Even I'm struggling to pick right now on the spot. It would really depend. AM4 is a dead platform. I mean, you could argue similarly with LGA 1700, right? Well, technically you have one more gen to go off of it. But you have 13th gen that's gonna fit in there. But that's it. And it's gonna be like a minor incremental upgrade. 1700 just got a refresh, baby. 13th gen. Yeah, it got a refresh, but it was 13th gen gonna be different from the TikTok pattern that we've been seeing? Because that's like saying something like a 9th gen is that much better than 8th gen, or even 11th gen versus 10th gen. It's a refresh, but is it big enough to really matter? And then, on the off chance that that AMD does release other AM4 stuff that is better than the Ryzen 5, but they're probably not gonna release any like new Ryzen 9s, I wouldn't think. But you know, it's kind of like how they released the 4100 after the fact. AMD could still release stuff for AM4 after the fact that's not super crazy powerful, but yeah, Jason, I mean, you make a good point. Normally, that I wouldn't go with that point, given that Intel in the States is generally more expensive. But this person is saying that it's the same price. So yeah, you can go either way. Okay, so we kind of went on a tangent with that point there. Intel Arc. Let's see what we can find there. And we're going to look at all these other places, StockX. We're going to do the same thing. Because it is a, I guess, in-demand item that there's not enough stock of. So let's take a look at Intel Arc. Okay, how do I got a desktop graphics card. Here we go. What do we got here? So the A380 has been in stock for like the longest time. Because that's been out. But we're looking at the prices here. The A770 is $350. Okay, so the prices here are what they're supposed to be. Even the AIB cards. Oh wait, not this one, the Challenger, and then this one's $329 for A770. So but these are all gone. This is very interesting. I'm not sure if I asked this last week. But let's end the current poll so we can ask another question. Has anyone seen anything regarding like the stock of these? Like how healthy the stock was for Intel Arc? Because if you watch any reviewer that covered these cards, they would say that given how cheap AMD is right now, there's no reason to spend $320 on the A770 unless you're an enthusiast who is willing to deal with some of the like premature driver issues or just random problems until, you know, Intel fixes all of that. Hey, we got Citrus with the 5-month membership. And they put a message rather. So let's see. I'm looking at getting racing gear for games like a wheel, pedal, and similar. Of course, I know Logitech ones, maybe you're aware. I'm not aware of some other ones, but we do have people in the chat that may be into racing sims and stuff like that. So if anyone could answer Citrus, I barely use my Logitech wheel to be honest. I definitely need to use it more in both Dirt and Forza. But when I'm benchmarking, I'm just quickly trying to like, you know, get through all the benchmarks. So I don't have time to set up a wheel just for a single game and then remove it to get it out of the way. So, but yeah, if anyone knows anything about racing wheels, definitely let Citrus know. Citrus, aka the super gifter extraordinaire. But yeah, back to the Intel Arc cards. Let's run a poll. I may have asked this. So let's see what people have to say. But did you or would you buy this generation of Intel Arc GPUs? And we got Christopher Coonan with the 11 month of straight membership. Thank you for the support. Wow, I didn't realize I've been here almost the entire time. I love this chat and I love all the people here. Kudos, Danny. Yeah, definitely. I think the community we've built of the weekly Wednesday night streams has been awesome. So it's people like you as well who make it very fun and helpful to anyone else who's like getting into PC gaming, or just people who want to surround themselves with like-minded people who like to just talk about whatever PC tech. So yeah. All right, so the question is, did you, because some people may have already bought it, the A380, or would you buy this generation of Intel Arc GPUs? We are getting a 2/3 almost saying no, with almost a third saying yes. So what are people saying? Jason Whitmer would buy one, but to test, but not in my personal machine. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Oh, regarding the wheels though, Fanatec and Thrustmaster are apparently good. Kevin Ngo got the Logitech G920. For Kinetics. It looks like those three brands: Fanatec, Logitech, and Thrustmaster, and depending on the budget, as always. Craig Lilly says, I'm going to get a slice of the Arc. Which card are you trying to buy, Craig? Benjamin says, if I had the money for an interesting GPU for the fun of it, then yes, but you don't, so no. So yeah, it's mostly like if you have the disposable income to like tinker around with it, right? Coalition Gaming, I've been seeing Chris tweet about this. You want the Arc Pro A40, but no word about the release still. So that's like the dedicated. Is that like it's like a capture card, right? Is it considered a capture card, or is it a dedicated GPU? Shauner, not gonna lie, I may buy one to play around with. Okay, so Citrus got the help that they needed. Shane Neslick says, nerd, I put no if you are asking as a main GPU, but like Jason, yeah. So a lot of people would like to play with it, but doesn't seem like they are trusting basically the support that Intel has for it right now to not like crash or have random weird issues with it. Yeah. Best adult dating site, the bot. Yo, do you think someone is manually coming to my stream and sending the bots to me? Or do you think it's like it must be automated, right? I'm not big enough of a streamer or someone else that matters enough for like someone to do it manually. It must be automated. But it's still full GPU, still super compact. Okay, got it. Bots are looking for simps. I'm a simp to... The only person I'm a simp to is my wife. But, brand-wise, I'm a simp to nobody. Actually, here's a question for you all. If you were to accuse me of being a shill or a simp for any company, what company do you think that would be? Like, what is the company that I have? Probably Micro Center. Because, like, honestly, I would probably run their, like, promote them and shout them out without... But that's not one company. That's just one company that sells a lot of different brands of PC components. I'm talking more of components for PCs like NVIDIA, AMD, Gigabyte, Asus, stuff like that. If you were to say I was a shill for one of them. I am a shill for the color green. Definitely. Favorite color. It's all over the channel, etc. Micro Center, I would admit to being a shill for just because... I have not heard of any drama regarding Micro Center. Even the way that they handled the pandemic with the GPU shortages, with their raffles and stuff, I think they did a pretty good job in like trying their best to do anti-scalping anyways. So it's good when you work with companies that have very little drama so that you don't get backlash for working with them should anything go wrong. Yeah, Micro Center Seattle, I'm still pushing them on that. Usually when it comes up, on Twitter, I would chime in and say, you still need one in Seattle. I've been doing that for years. We'll see. But being a shill for Micro Center is a good thing. I think most people would agree with that sentiment. AMD, I don't think... I definitely like AMD, maybe because they're the underdog, but I wouldn't say I show for them. I don't think I've been like overly biased on any of my because I still acknowledge that their ray tracing isn't all the way there, and they don't have things yet like RTX voice, so I can still concede to the other side when people say they want NVIDIA and they need it for those reasons. I can still concede to things like that, so I'm not a complete shill. I like to try to balance the equation because NVIDIA has too many shows. But yeah. So, all right. Back to the topic of graphics cards. Intel Arc out of stock from Newegg. Let's take a look on here. Let's see what they're going for, actually. Like, what kind of a markup can you get on a marketplace like StockX? A770? Huh. I wonder if they have any on here. So the thing, it's they got the 4090s on here before they were, or right on released, but there's no A770, huh? A750s. So the way StockX works is, if not everything is on StockX until either the staff puts it on automatically, or you as a StockX user can request an item to be added, but then that takes some time. So maybe that's why it's not here yet. But let's take a look at the A380. That's not even on here either. Like, no one's trying to sell these on StockX. Huh, interesting. Intel graphics card. Maybe I broaden the search a little bit. Yeah, there's none. The 380's been around for a while, but no one's bothering to resell them, apparently. Alright, let's take a look at chat for a second. I saw a big message pop up. How are these... Is anyone... Oh, I guess it's just this one that's being odd. Arc supply is bad. Well, the new arc supply is bad, but the A380s look like they've been in stock. Like if you go to Intel A380 shopping, so there's eBay, best. I wonder if they have it on Amazon. We just saw it in stock at Newegg. Apparently, yeah. Can't even find like a sold out listing for it. People have been scalping it for 300. It's not. Oh, was it non-stock? I could have sworn we just saw it there. Let me go back. Where the heck is that? So here's the A380. Oh, it's back ordered. Okay, sorry about that. I was mistaken. I thought they should just put back ordered on the page we were just on. Come on. Like, oh, they did. I'm just blind. Sorry about that. I think because it's the same color. It's because you can order it and actually put it in your cart, where this one's auto notify. So yeah. I have not. Okay, thanks for the reminder. Okay, so for the Phoenix PC giveaway, yeah, because I think the giveaway went live. I'm working with Phoenix PC and Bass.gg to do the giveaway, so they ran it. But basically, the two systems that Phoenix PC sent over for review, I don't need them. I don't need extra systems. But when stuff is sent out for review, sometimes they just let you keep it. So I went back and said, hey, can I just give these away? Because I don't need more of these sitting around, and it could help somebody else out. So then they said, yeah, sure. And we've worked with BassGG before. We could make a giveaway and make it reach a lot of people who might need the PCs. So I said, sure. So there's a giveaway going on right now. Unfortunately, it's only in the US, mainly because we have these other companies in it, and the cost of shipping out a full PC to potentially anywhere in the world, you know, should someone win it in like a random remote part of the world, the cost of it and the ability to get it there safely with no issues is just super hard. So it is US only. If I run my own giveaway in the future, I'll try to make that one a global giveaway. But for this one, there's two PCs. It's the two that I reviewed on the channel. So if you go to my Twitter, I retweeted it, or if you go to Phoenix PCs or Vast GGs, you would see it there as well. So yeah. So let me actually pull it up. So here's on the Vast GG website. Or it was also on Twitter. So here it is, right? Oh, I can link it in here for anyone who did not see it yet. But those are the two systems. The first one, remember, it was a 1660 Super with a an i3 in it, which is still a very good like 1080p system. So, and they both have like pretty nice cases, and this one's a 3060 Ti. These aren't the highest end. I know like some of the other big content creators, they're giving away like systems with freaking 30 like 80s and 3090s in them. These aren't the highest end ones, but these two systems will definitely serve people. I feel like for PC giveaways, I would much rather, and there's no way to enforce this, but I would much rather for PC giveaways go to people who basically have ancient systems or no system at all, rather than go to someone as like a side grade or like a minor upgrade. Because if you look at these, some people might look at this and think like, oh, these are very budget oriented. The 3060 Ti system is actually very nice because it's valued at, you know, with the labor in it and everything, it's valued at like $1,300 to $1,500. But this one, you know, it's a sub $1,000 system. So some people may look at it and think of it as a crappy system, but it's got like a current gen i3. It's very snappy. 1660 Super still performs well at 1080p. Yeah. But someone asked, it's not like, yeah, so Canada, the issue with Canada isn't that, I mean, it's still right above, you know, it's in North America, but it's getting it across. You can't just ship something to Canada, right? Especially something of that value. Like, isn't there paperwork involved? Yeah, there's taxes and stuff, but I guess the process to go through that, I've never had someone, or I've never had to ship something to Canada before, or receive something from Canada, I don't think. So, yeah, the 1080 card, the 1080 giveaway card ended a long time ago. Yeah, that one ended like 2 months ago. I ran it only till like the end of the month or something, I think. The winner actually was here on stream. They used the card, they went to Micro Center to build something around it for their kid, so that was good to see that it went out to like someone that could use it. Yeah, shipping to Alaska isn't the same thing though, because it's still in the States, so you're not paying the same taxes that you would that to a different country, I guess. You ship, so Christopher Coonan buy and you live at the borders, it's easy peasy to ship in and out of Canada. Can you do that all online? Basically, you go to like USPS, or I guess hopefully Pirate Ship. I don't know if Pirate Ship would work, but if you do, can you handle all that through like the forms online and not have to deal with anything else? Is it just declaring the value of it, paying a little bit extra? Okay. So good. I'll keep that in mind for the future for sure. Okay, what else do we have next? Thanks for the water reminder. So no Intel Arc cards, not even the A380 on StockX, but let's look on eBay, see what these things are going for. Okay, if you were to put, this just made me think, if you had to put a blame on it, who would you put the blame more on? And you have to pick one, there's no equal. So let me finish this poll up, and we're gonna ask the next poll. All right, but the last one was, did you or would you buy this generation of Intel Arc GPUs? No is 64%, so almost 2/3 said no, and then about 1/3 said yes. The next poll is, for scalping, who is to blame in the market? And I'm not, you can't choose the company. You have to pick one. There's no both also. But I was just thinking about this as I was bringing up the A770. Holy... Okay, that's not it. What are these going for? So I'm gonna go for ending soonest. Crap. I gotta take this off. But yeah. Wait, did the poll ask? It did. Yeah, so for scalping, who's to blame, right? There would be no scalping market if people weren't buying it. But people are willing to pay above MSRP. And for the ARC, hey, thanks for the super chat, a DRX PPP. There's a 6650 XT for 285 USD. Should I upgrade? What do you have right now, DRX PPP? For some reason, I like saying that. But, yeah, what do you have right now? A 285 for a 6650 XT is, I would say, a good price. Some people would say, wait for the next generation, but you know how long that wait's going to be. So, there's nothing coming out from the next generation that competes with that, unless you consider ARC, but those are even sold out. Yeah, anytime soon. So if you need an upgrade right now, what do you have? You have a 1660 Super right now. That would actually be a pretty sizable upgrade. You could probably sell your 1660 Super. If you're feeling like your 1660 Super is not performing as well as you would like, which I don't know how often that actually happens for people. I've never used a graphics card up to the point where I was like, dang, this thing's only getting like 30 FPS on low settings now. I usually upgrade every 2 to 3 years. It's typically my cycle. For a 1660 Super, assuming you got that new, this would be about the time to upgrade. A 6650 would be a big enough jump, and that's a good price. But honestly, some people just play Valorant and League of Legends all day. They don't need anything more than a 1660 Super. So, let me see if you put anything. Again, I'm of the belief of only upgrade, like... I guess that's kind of hypocritical of what I just said. Upgrade when you really need it, or every 2 to 3 years if you want to stay up to date. Which, it depends on when you got your Super. Yeah, 1660 Super, I mean, I still plan on using it in builds, like for budget builds. Use, deal builds and stuff like that. Moving forward in the future. But that's gonna be for stuff that costs like, under $600 or even less. So you run a 5500G, but you want to upgrade soon. Okay, so yeah, if you're gonna upgrade your CPU as well, then yeah, 6650 XT for that much. Given that to go up even beyond that to the 6700 XT, that's gonna be around like $400+. There's a big jump between those two cards. So I would say, yeah, pull the trigger, sell the 1660 Super for like 120, 130 bucks. They should be going for around that much right now, so it'll be a pretty cheap upgrade. But going back to the Intel Arc, oh, 1 second, Melissa's knocking on the door. Hello? Are you knocking on the door? Nope, apparently it was just the door vibrating from the wind. Oh, did no one get their hands on the Intel Arc? Huh. Surprisingly, there's none listed on here. If they're sold out, I would imagine... that they would be here, but we're getting everything except for it. We got these other... yeah. Wait, is all my things right? Nope, don't have any of that on. Default. All listings. Time ending soonest. Yeah. All my stuff looks right. 6750 XT is more than enough for 1080p max settings. You're really looking at like 1440p high settings. Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb right there. There's not much usually when it comes to like our hobbies and gaming and like PCs and stuff. There's not much that you need. Most of it is a want. It's just you're not gonna die or starve or, you know. I was gonna say you're not gonna go like like insane if you don't get the newest upgrade, but some people they may have like tricked their minds into, you know, being very upset to the point where they could get depressed if they don't have the newest and latest thing, which may be beyond the control. But I think for most people, graphics cards and gaming is not a need to survive. So yeah, this is a good way to think about it. If you can afford to and it's a want, then go ahead. But if you can't, then and it's not a need, then just hold back. Jason Whitmer. I asked my mom for a 4090, but she said no. Good on her. For an 11-year-old like yourself, you don't need a 4090. Okay? You need to start mowing lawns for $5 a lawn or washing people's car and saving up for that 4090. It's gonna take you a couple of years, but you can get there, Jason. Okay, but Intel Arc, all out of stock. Let's see. So we looked at everything except for Opera. So let's take a look at that. Yes, nothing here too. So it is nowhere to be found. What was the Google shopping results? Yeah, so it's gonna be 1 second. I think now I'm getting knocked on. Hello? Oh my goodness. There's these phantom knocks on the door. Melissa is upstairs. She's making chicken pho right now. But I'm hearing these phantom knocks. Intel Arc A770. If I were to try to buy one, you can only get this one for $450, which is ridiculous, and you can't find it anywhere else on the internet. You can get a Redbubble sticker for it though. Okay. Let's take a look at Udemo. Does Hank Hill mow a lawn a specific way? I've watched King of the Hill. It's been a really long time. I'm due for a rewatch. King of the Hill is like low-key one of my favorite shows of all time. I think I started watching it when I got access to potentially illegal, you know, downloaded King of the Hill, like the complete season of it. So I just binge watched it back in college, like the whole series, and it was, but that was you know, over 10 years ago. So I need to do a rewatch. But yeah, King of the Hill, definitely I would put it in my top 5. I don't know if I can say top 3, but definitely top 5 for sure. Yeah, $45 or $5 a lawn. I just dated myself. Or no, I'm just saying Jason's not gonna get paid much. But yeah, depending on the age, I think now this is gonna go into the discussion of parenting and stuff like that. But I definitely want to teach my kids, when we have them, the value of $1, and you could call it child exploitation, but depending on how old they are and how old I start them doing like certain chores and paying them for it, this is definitely a long discussion I gotta have with my wife, because it's definitely way more complex than that. Because like, how young do you want to show kids that they can earn money? Like, I'm sure there's like a scientific study that has like a certain age that you want to do it at, but yeah, if I start them off at like 5 years old, they're not getting more than $5 a lawn. $5 or 5 years old might be, depending on how big they are, might not be big enough to push a lawnmower. So it depends on the age, and we'll go from there. But by then, inflation, I don't know. It's tough. $5 won't even get... Yes, it will. You're just looking at the very overpriced Amazon resellers. I bet SATA cables on Amazon, they're like horrible value. You go on eBay or AliExpress, you're getting them for less than $1 a SATA cable. So yeah, you can get 5 SATA cables for $5. Hey, what's up, Boomy? Thanks for the membership renewal. 2 months. Shauner's allowance was how old he was per week. Nice. So, like in the high school age, you're about 15 or 16. That's that much a week, which, you know, after a month or a little bit more than a month because of taxes and inflation, like a month and a half, you got yourself a brand new game. Like half a year and you got yourself a new console or potentially a budget system. I kind of like this. I might use this and maybe put a multiplier in the future if I can remember to. I'm still a ways off. Till when I have to like pay my kids. Imagine getting 23. Wait, Dylan, you're 23? I remember you were in your low 20s, but I forgot what your exact age was. Okay. What else were we gonna do? So we got Amazon. Crap, dude, we're over an hour in the stream. We're jumping all over the place just because that's usually how I like to keep the streams, just whatever the discussion topic is and whatever makes sense. But Amazon Prime Days, what is it? Prime deals. Where they so there's all these places putting articles. So let's take a look at some of those actually, just because I'm curious. But the New York Times wire cutter, what do they got here? I actually have these hydro flasks, but there's so many alternatives that are cheaper, like at Costco. A popcorn maker, okay, definitely don't care about that. But these hydro flasks, they work so well, keeping basically like frozen or ice water cool for like over a day. I have a hydro flask. But then I've started buying the Costco brand thermal flasks, which has a better caps in my opinion, because you can like pull it off and like use it as a straw and stuff like that. But all right, what do they got? So we got some waterproof hiking boots. Yeah, to be honest, I live in Washington State. One of the places that you often see people taking like really good pictures of hikes and trails and scenery and stuff. But I honestly hate hiking. I'm a huge homebody, so the thought of potentially driving like an hour and a half out to go hike for an hour and a half or 3 hours and then to drive an hour and a half back, and usually when you go to these hiking trail spots or whatever, it's super crowded on nice days or on the weekends when most people can do it. So then you're like, there's no space for parking, all that stuff. Yeah, hiking's just not my thing, unfortunately. But you know, a lot of people move here to Washington because of it. So, boots, don't care about. Space heater. Okay. Deal price is a Vornado. This is a Honeywell space heater. I actually keep this next to me because I'm very bad with cold weather. I think this was a hand-me-down from someone. I'm pretty sure this was like a $30 maybe heater from Target or something like that. So when I see 85 where the street price is 100, it sounds expensive, but it may be, I mean, Vornado, I've heard of the brand. It may be worth it, but I'm good on space heaters, so don't really care about that. Stream official trip to Japan. Yeah, I just need to convince Melissa to go to Japan over wherever she wants to go to next for our international trip. For Kinetic, tell Linus to send you an LTT screwdriver. I mean, I bet you there was quite a bit of people who reached out to get a screwdriver. Me and Linus, we're definitely not on that level. Even and I'm a still relatively smaller, medium-sized content creator. So I know he definitely sent them out to either you were a specific screwdriver tester, I think. Maybe they had to buy their own too. But a lot of the bigger creators got them. Freakout said you spent some wireless on a wireless headset. Okay. Andre Williams says you are scared of the mountain lions and bears. Just admit it, lol. Nah. The thing is, most of the hiking trails, in Washington, they usually have like a lot of people there. So I wouldn't be afraid of things like that when there's like a lot of people there, right? If I was hiking by myself, sure. But yeah, you just gotta be faster than the next person and you're fine. Jason mentioned Japan. That's why I came up. Let's go to Japan. That'd be pretty cool. Melissa might think it's a little weird though because she doesn't know you as well. She's weird about quote unquote strangers, even though you've come over and stuff like that already. But yeah, let me suggest that to her and we'll see. What else we got there? So back to the deals. A vacuum sealer pro. We got ours as a wedding gift. I don't remember what brand it was. It might be the one that Costco carries, but vacuum sealers. You're gonna see something that was vacuum sealed for our pho ingredients in the upcoming LAN party video that's dropping hopefully tomorrow. The first part of it. But vacuum sealers, okay, these sales aren't crazy. This looks like a typical sale that you could still find year round. Like $25. If you're a deal hunter, I think that's been the theme of the Prime deals, right? In these more recent years. A lot of the deals, it's like a day where you can for sure find deals if you aren't really a deal hunter. But if you are, then it's gonna be stuff that's not the typical going price, but you can usually find it like once a month or something like that. It's what it's looking like. And then, okay, yeah, of course this is gonna be the most random stuff ever. Okay, I don't think anyone's gonna care about these, but 13 down to $9. I like looking at some of these random aggregators, this and Slick Deals from time to time though, because like microfiber cleaning cloth, this is actually good for electronics and my glasses. But I'm not looking to spend $20 worth on these. A lot of the times, the stuff that you buy from Amazon, they come with little things as gifts anyway. So I have plenty of microfiber cloths. They help me with Christmas gifts. Yeah, so that's a good point. If you shop like far in advance, like right now, we're still over 2 months from Christmas. But if you are a person who does not procrastinate and thinks ahead, sales like this, I guess, would be very helpful. Or these aggregated lists would be very helpful. Good point, Jason. Kinetic says, what games do you play in your spare time? So right now, most of my time is being spent on Wrath of the Lich King Classic, WoW. So, yeah, I've been mostly playing that. WoW is kind of like, for me, I have a very addicting personality when it comes to World of Warcraft. Games like that give, and I had the same thing happen with Valheim. So games that have like character progression, that basically the amount of time that you spend into it equates to your character's progress. I could sink in so much time into it. Whereas I don't gravitate towards games like League of Legends because everything gets wiped out each game. I like the sense of progression. So, yeah. WoW is definitely my time killer for sure. I can no-life WoW. I actually did no-life WoW to level up to max level and to get to 80 a little bit. There were some days that I would wake up, play WoW, and spend like 10 to 12 hours on it in a single day, which as an adult should be a thing that you shouldn't do. So, yeah. Yeah, so good idea, Jason, with the Christmas. I should start shopping for Christmas because I'm the type of person where it's like December, I'm trying to get stuff. I hate going to the malls and things in physical, like brick and mortars, because it's crazy. It's such a crazy rush, like Black Friday rush as you get closer to Christmas. There's like no parking. People are driving like crazy, about to hit you in the parking lot. Crazy lines and stuff. I hate crowds like that, so I need to get ahead of it this year. But oh, a robe. Yeah, so all this stuff is random. Let's take a look at Amazon Prime itself and see what they can, their categories. Shane Eslick, dude, those truck simulator and like lawnmower simulator games look so fun. The only one that I've played though is PC Building Simulator, but that's not even from the same company that makes all the other ones, right? All right, epic deals on great gifts. Let's take a look at that. And then what else? Gift card deals, Grubhub deals, Prime exclusive coupons. What's that? Save separate. Okay, so this is definitely categorical. Does anyone? Okay. So you know on Twitter, you see these things all around. Anytime a Twitter post gets super popular and gets lots of like goes viral, they always promote these because these companies hit them up and say, hey, we'll pay you this X amount of money if you say that you love this star projector thing. Does anyone in the chat actually have one of these? They look cool, but I guess for my studio, it might be pretty cool to have. But they promote it as like, this would be cool to have in your room to sleep to. Which, I don't know, this seems too bright to sleep to. But, yeah, Jason Wimmer, drop shipping garbage. Yeah, so this, for the most part, is like cheap stuff that you can probably buy from China and then resell it over here in the States at a marked up price. But, I mean, you could say that about, which I just realized my RGB strips aren't turned on right now, so let me turn them on. But you could say that about like RGB strips and stuff like that too. Most of it is treated the same way, bought from China, marked up, drop shipped over here. So this is just like another medium in which you could project RGB lights onto, right? Your walls, instead of like onto tables and TVs and stuff like that. So those pictures are not accurate. That's true. Obviously, these are all like oversaturated, super blown out. Like this thing, I would imagine it being dinkier, but I wanted to ask anyone in chat. Yo, wait, where's Doback? Doback's left. I got something today. Wait, what did you get? Are we doing Twitter submissions? Let's see. We're getting through the deals. If you wanted to submit something to Twitter, I don't think we would get that many Twitter submissions. We've only had a few every single week. But if you have something that you want to post on Twitter, I'll be sure to take a look at it. If I forget to, remind me. But I think there's enough with the deal hunting and you know, we were trying to look for Intel and NVIDIA GPUs, looking at all the different platforms. There's plenty to fill the stream up, but specifically Extreme Zone. If you want me to look at a Twitter submission, I can. Yeah, Jason, stop instigating. But Doback, what did you get? Water cool MSI. Oh! Wait, you picked up a 4090? It makes a lot of sense now how Doback was able to gift so much. I appreciate it, Doback. If you were able to buy a 4090. And a 7950. Okay, we got a baller in the house. Yeah, now he can't. Which, hey, I'm glad that he can't. He should definitely be spending on himself first and foremost, so. Oh, wait. Citrus, I probably saw you. Are you both located in the same area? And Doback is Donald Trump. I don't know, I would say I like Doback more because he's a part of this stream, but okay, back to the deals. Amazon, what is this? This is the most popular. Okay, these are the coupon deals. Yo, why do I gotta clip a coupon? Just put it on sale already. Stop hassling me with extra steps, Amazon. But here are the top 100 deals. This is the Prime. Honestly, does anyone know what this means? Prime Early Access. Prime Day already happened. Is there gonna be another Prime sale after these 2 days? This started yesterday. Today's the second day of this Prime Early Access sale. Is there another Prime Day coming up soon? Or is this like pre-Black Friday? It's just a marketing ploy. Yeah, I agree with that. Prime Week. 40 series for Nove. Throwback slaps with a $100 dono. So based on the prices that we've seen, that's like 1/30th, maybe like 1/25th of how much it would take to buy the card. Well, I know you donated a lot in the past too, but I just cannot, I can't justify scalp prices. But thanks for the super chat or super dono, Dovex Slaps. I appreciate it as always. Oh, and I don't think you saw, maybe you missed it earlier, but where is it? Yeah, here's a membership shout out because of you super gifters out there. Y'all made this portion of it super tiny font because there's so many people on this list. So thank you for that. I do appreciate it. Definitely don't give him ideas. I do not need a 4090, and if I got one, the only people I want it from is directly from NVIDIA themselves. Maybe from Micro Center, but yeah, I definitely do not want it from one of the viewers, because most viewers out there should be getting a 4090 for themselves first. Okay, but top 100 deals apparently. There's so many earbuds out right now. Let's see, Peloton shoes, MacBook Air M1. I don't keep up to date with MacBooks, so how much are these costing? These are actually... so the person that I'm trying to find a laptop for, they're trying to come off of a really old MacBook. Their MacBook is so old, and I know MacBooks usually last like a long time. Like their OS and with the hardware. Usually, I've known people to keep laptops that are Macs longer than Windows ones. That's just like something that I've personally seen. So they're coming off of a MacBook. They don't want to spend a ton on it. So they said they're open to Windows or PCs. So that's why I said, oh, I'll look for one for you. But, I mean, if you can get a 2020 MacBook, it's only 2 years old. It is on sale. It looks like normally it goes for $1,000 for $800. I may need to talk to them and say like, hey, how much can you really spend? Because you could save a few hundred on something like this. The only thing I'm worried about trying to get someone who is so like used to a MacBook onto Windows is that they have a horrible experience. Because then I feel bad. Like the PC itself could be good, but just not being used to Windows and not having that integration of the ecosystem with their iPhone, with their Apple Watch. That's like a huge factor too. I would say more so than the ecosystem of NVIDIA with their broadcasting software and stuff like that. Like going from a Mac to a PC is way bigger of a jump than going from NVIDIA to AMD, which is something that I've been trying to like kind of push or like tell people would be okay if they did, if that makes sense. Wait, Jason, you use this 2021? Okay, maybe I need to talk to you more about that later on, but okay. And we got Doback Slaps with the 5 gifted memberships, so those are gonna pop up on screen for a second there. Oh, you bought a used one. Did you buy that recently, or did you buy it used like a year ago? I'm curious what the used market for these would look like if they're $800 right now on sale. Alright, let me see here. So we got... Okay. 3 months ago for 600? That sounds about right for the markdown on a used laptop. You love the donation? Okay. So, I'm not sure if y'all have noticed, but the dancing intro title card to my videos, I haven't done them in the longest time. I really miss them, but going back and seeing them, it just, especially since I made the animation myself in Premiere Pro with like the text popping up and stuff like that, it just looks so elementary and basic and like amateur made it, which could have some charm to it, I guess. But I eventually just got rid of that to save time on video, and I thought honestly, looking back, it looks kind of ugly to me. Just like the font I use, the text and stuff. Yeah. So, can I rate your PC on Twitter? Yes. Okay, so we got a few people who do want to take a look over on Twitter, so we will do that. But, yeah. Okay, but back to these deals. So I'm glad I took a look at this, because I actually the person I was talking to was earlier today, so I told them it was Prime deals and I'll look for something. So this might be something I would suggest to them. But going down further, we got Robot Vax, headphone, man, handpicked laptops, phones, headphones. Is there a PC specific section? Got some vacuum cleaners. I love my cordless stick vac. If you haven't used one, definitely recommend it. Remember when all those tech content creators were doing that Dyson V10 ad spot? Dyson's pretty expensive, but we bought one basically the first year we moved to our house. It's been 4 years, still works amazingly. And I've said before, we vacuum more because the vacuum is such like high quality that it makes us want to vacuum, and it doesn't feel like a hassle. So yeah, I'm not saying you get a Dyson, get any stick vac, but being cordless and handheld is like the biggest thing for a vacuum for me anyways. And you know, battery life and all that stuff. But okay, monitors. So with monitors, it's kind of tough because you definitely want to do more research when you look into monitors. There's just so many out there. They have the dumbest naming scheme, so it's hard to remember. There's different, you know, resolutions, refresh rates, features that you want. So it's harder to just quickly shop and buy a monitor on the spot compared to some of the other stuff. And then CPUs, PCs, and motherboards. All right, then we've opened up enough tabs. Let's start with that one first. Ben Wong says that animation has been the same since I started following you. Yeah, that is a thing that I made in Premiere Pro, made it into a GIF, and yeah, it's the Carlton dance. It was based from a Carlton GIF that I put my head on and I rotated stuff around. Okay, so let's see what some of these deals are. We're looking at 5900X for 335, 165. Like, this is what I was saying, like, these aren't really deals, because we were seeing them for down to like around 160, 170 for the 5600X a few weeks ago. They've gone on sale for this much before. 5600G for 130. This may be like 10 or 20 cheaper than what I've seen before, but the general trend of stuff as they're aging, as newer stuff comes out, is down anyways. So 3060 Ti, $400, which is still over MSRP, but they're trying to say the list price was $530. So okay, 2 terabyte Crucial P5 for 161. Nothing is popping up. Hey Benjamin, thank you for being here, and hope you have a great rest of your night. As always, great to have you here as well. I almost finished my cup of water, but thanks for the water reminders, everybody. The CV650, I think this is like what, C tier. $40. So power supplies is one thing. Is there any other power supplies here? Let's take a look. Oh, some more expensive ones. But power supplies, I'm not sure if you guys have been noticing, prices have been going up on them a little bit. Some of the really good power supply deals for like the B, C tier ones, they've all gone up like 10, 15, $20. So great time to buy RAM, great time to buy SSDs. It's like a flip-flop. So like some components are dirt cheap right now, but then you see an increase in others like the power supply. Extreme Zone, currently eating Halloween candy. We bought one of those huge Costco bags, and we told ourselves, not like last year, because last year we opened it up early to have one or two, and we ended up eating so much of the bag that we probably ran out earlier than we should have on actual Halloween. So yeah, this year we're not opening the bag until it's Halloween time to give out to the kids. So Let's see what else we got here. 11600K for, again, this is the discussion we've had because I think we've seen this price before too. The 12400F is 165 to 170, so not much more expensive than this. So you're talking about being on the newer like LGA 1700 or this one, and upgrade path. So a lot of stuff in the higher end. 500 gigabyte, the P5 for 60 bucks. Wait, how good is the P5? Crucials have had too many SSDs. But if this is 60 bucks for 500 gigabytes, this is definitely, that's not priced like a budget drive. Because for 500 gigabytes, you're usually get like 40 to 45 bucks. So you've got that premium on there for the DRAM, and maybe it's TLC. Let's see if it says anything on here. Does what is it? So it is PCIe Gen 4, but those are still getting cheap as well. They don't have that's the issue with product pages for SSDs. There's not nearly enough information, unless down here. Mean time to failure, okay. 300 terabytes writing life. So it doesn't have much info on here. I can't say if this is a good deal or not, just not knowing. But there's definitely other budget drives that most people are not going to notice the difference of between them. Hey, Zia's in the chat. Go to your place. You have gummies. Honestly, the only gummies that I like from those big bags are the mini Haribo bears. I think I like chocolate more than gummies as of late. Is that me being more mature now? Going away from the sour fruit candies and going towards the chocolate. Even though I still like, you know, Twix and Reese's and stuff are my favorite, but Red Devil 6950 XT for 800 bucks. Yeah, see, we were seeing 6900 XTs for like 700 bucks. So this is what I would already expected for this card. Everything also, it looks like there's not as much. Maybe it's because they don't, you notice how we're not seeing like i3s or budget motherboards or more budgety things. Maybe it's because those don't even have trouble selling, that they don't even need to be put on sale. Like, that's just stuff that people tend to gravitate towards anyways. And it's the higher end and like mid to high end stuff that don't sell as well. So putting these sales definitely help it move faster. But yeah, we have none of this is really like low end. And then we got monitors and let's see, cases. I guess, was anyone super impressed by any of the deals? We doing Twitter at 6:45? Yeah, we gotta do Twitter. So I can't look at all these other things that I opened up. But definitely, yeah, check it out before the deals end today. So let me go on Twitter real fast. Let me change the scene so you can't see my login information. While I do that, I'm gonna look at chat for a bit. You eat ropes? What kind of ropes? Is ropes a type of candy? I know like nerd ropes and things like that. When I think ropes, I think of like Red Vines and Twizzlers, but what is ropes by itself? Okay, sweet ropes are goated. Okay, I need to look at. I probably know what this candy is, but I didn't know that it's called ropes. Okay, so the people have the Twitter stuff submitted. It looks like, okay, some people do. Oh man, crap. Okay, let me open these up. Give me 1 second. It's because the giveaway is going on right now, so I'm getting a lot of notifications for like retweets and things like that. So let me sort through these and try to find the stuff that people submitted. Okay, 3 hours ago. The stream only started an hour, almost 2 hours ago. So let me open these up. Cameron sent something, as well as David. Okay, so we got these. Let's take a look at Twitter. Red food coloring. So it's funny, Melissa actually mentioned something about red food coloring recently. Has there been like a bunch of articles and stuff posted about the harm, I guess, yeah, the harmfulness of specifically red food coloring? I remember in middle school, or I guess whenever you were in school, there was that thing about Mountain Dew having yellow 5 in it and what it does to a certain body part. Remember that? So does red 5 and red 40, all those food colorings, are they like particularly harmful? I guess is so say rope candy. Sorry, I gotta look at this. Oh, like so this, yeah, is what I'm thinking of. Sweet tart ropes, Nerds rope. Is this what you were talking about, Chris? That you eat? Which body part, Danny? Tell us more. You know what body part I'm talking about. If you know, you know. If you don't, then good. I don't know. I'm curious if that was a thing. Because, I mean, I remember hearing about that, like, over 20 years ago. Like, when I was in elementary school. So, I'm just curious if that was a thing that just persisted on in grade school. That kids talk about not drinking Mountain Dew. Red food coloring and pink food coloring make you angry like the Hulk? Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so the funny thing is, I've seen these around. I just know them as sweet tarts, not as ropes. I've never had a sweet tart rope. But the fact that you're saying it's the only candy you kind of eat, I almost want... I have to try it now. For it to be somebody's favorite or most go-to. Yeah, never had this before. I like sweet tarts. I like shock tarts when those were a thing. Y'all remember shock tarts? They took them away many years ago, but yeah, shock tarts, candy from like the 90s or early 2000s. Okay, on to Twitter. You do not eat any other candy. Yeah, you're making me really want some ropes right now. Next time I'm at the store, I need to grab some. So, all right. So let's look at the PC part picker list first. This is Cameron. Wait, which one? Okay, you gotta remind me. Extreme Zone, which one are you? If you are one of these, because I cannot remember different handles to different people. But what is this build right here? Rate my... Oh, we're rating a PC. All right. I love how the prices are out of whack. A Ryzen 5 1500X for $210. So we're gonna ignore the pricing, but you have a 1500X first gen Ryzen, one of the OGs. You got an ID cooling, ice flow, it looks like a 240mm cooler, Strix B450 board. Interesting. I'm curious if you bought this when the next generation already came out, because you don't have a B350. So, then you have 16 gigabytes of memory, 1 terabyte spinning drive. So if I were to rate this PC, honestly, so a system like this, if we were to put a value on it this day and age, if you're trying to sell it on like OfferUp or something, and you have an NZXT H510, and you have a nice power supply, Seasonic Focus Plus 650, but because, and then RX 580, because of, wow, yeah, the graphics card and the CPU is a little bit of throwback, not like I mean, like, you know, 4 to 5 years, but a system like this would go for maybe $500, if that. It is pretty capable still, just as long as you're not trying to play Cyberpunk at max settings. But yeah, are you looking to upgrade soon? You didn't put an SSD in here, so that's definitely, like, before you even think about upgrading the CPU or the GPU, I think the SSD is the first thing that needs to go in there. If you have one, then that's fine. But yeah, you can still use B450 for modern day chips just fine. So there are some deals going on right now. And then for graphics card, I mean, honestly, I would say put a 6600 XT in there or something around that range. Less than $300. So if you're trying to upgrade though, but if it still serves you fine, then yeah, a little bit over a system. But it's stuff like this where I would still love to build if I was showcasing how cheap you can get stuff for. to try to get it maybe like at that 500 or 450 or even sub $400 price point. It's just hard though because of how powerful the new i3s are. There's no Ryzen 3s that are really good deals, but the i3s, the current gen ones, make stuff like this kind of hard to pick up because these still retain their value. Like a 1500X, I wouldn't be surprised if it went for more than an i3 10100. But yeah, thanks for sharing your build. I always love looking at other people's builds to see what they have out there. Citrus is one of those people who count their calorie intake and their macros. Candy just does not fit into your body fat goals. Do you have a pretty, like, when people can have body fat and diet goals for all types of body types, right? When I read this though, most of the people that I've known that do this, they're definitely into like strength training or into bodybuilding and stuff like that. But you could also do this just to lose weight or even, I guess, gain weight too. So Citrus, do you lift, bro? Is the question I'm getting at. Oh, okay, Extreme Zone, got it. You didn't post it, but you do like looking at submissions and the conversations. Got it, okay. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy doing it too, so I'm always down to do Twitter submissions. It's just that initially, like, especially when people are doing showcases and stuff, people submitted a ton. But now that everyone has their showcase shown, they've had their PC part picker list shown, there's not always new, like, lists and setups to look at. But we do have this one from David/Crack a Cold One. So this is their system. It looks like 3700X, B450, 32 gig Clev Bolt X. This is not a brand of RAM that you see often. Not brand, but model, I guess. So this is, wait, is this Hynix? Yeah, so it looks like Hynix, even though they have their own website. It's like when some of these memory brands have like an offshoot brand. But ClevX, it looks like, or it uses Hyte, Hynix memory in it, but okay. When did Clev pop up as a brand, like a standalone brand? This is like the first submission that we've seen with it. But, alright, 32 gigs of memory, RTX 3060, okay, got a 700 watt PSU, 2 terabyte SSD, you're good on storage, be quiet cooler. Alright, and then we got some pictures too. A KZ21 ATX case from Ions. And then you have a curved 27-inch 144Hz monitor, and then a ViewSonic 32 that's just 60 Hz. But very big on your setup. Oh, okay, looks like you do play racing games. You do have a little monitor. Is that for looking at temps of your system? And then it looks like you have Deadpool up here holding your controller, your Xbox controller. But, oh, you have a really interesting looking keyboard. I'm totally looking at, here, let me try to see if I can zoom in. I gotta open up a new tab for that. You've got one of those keyboards that, it looks like, almost like a typewriter style, right? Where it has the stems and like the circular pad, keys. So yeah, but so this is your setup, and let's take a look at that build though. So here is the build itself. Let me see if I can zoom in here. So we've got that looks like a Wi-Fi card down there. That's the only thing that's like the first thing, because it's got that iconic green PCB that like draws my eye to it. But looks like you have Wi-Fi or some kind of card down there. Maybe it's Ethernet. But you got your extension cables. Let's see, huge be quiet cooler. Yeah, cable management wise, everything looks for the most part clean. I usually, but it looks like the case doesn't have it. Maybe down here you can, but I typically route my graphics card cable from the bottom up. I think I've only done it a few, like maybe once or twice. I can count it on one hand. Routing it from here. What do you guys prefer? Let's run that poll. I love how I use 2 different words. So in the question, I said running up or sideways, and now I use vertical or horizontal. But yeah. Or Kinetic says, I really want to participate, but my desk is kind of messy at the moment. Maybe next time. Oh yeah, for sure. Also, no, here's the thing. We're running out of time. I gotta go eat dinner. But also post pictures of your desk before. So if you don't clean your desk by next week, just post it as is, and then do a follow-up afterwards so we can see the before and after. It's always nice to see progression, even in terms of like desk setups. But yeah, we don't judge too hard around here. We just like to have fun. It's not going to make fun of a super messy desk setup unless you want me to roast it. But feel free to post it. We won't have time tonight though, because we are nearly at the end of stream. But yeah, regarding the rest of this build, I mean, very solid specs. The motherboard is that brown color, huh? What board was that again? The Aorus B450. Generally, you see the brownish colored boards on the lower end ones, but I'm surprised. Aorus, I feel like don't really have too many low end boards. Depends on the case, but horizontal versus vertical. Wow, so there's actually a fair split. I mean, it's 60-40, but a lot closer than I would have thought for this. We need Danny in roast mode. Yo, I mean, if you guys are working on any projects or you have your own setups or something, feel free to save the pictures for any of the streams. You know, we have it once a week, so there's plenty of opportunities to get stuff roasted. But yeah, feel free to submit. We usually have time at the end for Twitter too. But yeah, other than that, thanks for the submission. This build, it's very like color neutral, so I think that's a very safe way to do a build. I typically don't like to buy parts or components that have like very vibrant colors on them that locks you into them. That's what the RGB is typically for. But you know, those new fractal design cases that have those really bright colors, like it's just built in. Like, what if you decide you don't like green or red the next month or year? You're kind of stuck with that color, and there's no easy. I don't think there's an easy way to change it based on what I know. But yeah, yeah, this is very color neutral, very safe, very stealth is what they usually call it. All right, that's gonna be it for the Twitter portion. So now I'm gonna focus on chat only because we did a lot of stuff on the browser source today, the browser screen. So I probably missed a bunch of chat. So now I'm just gonna hang out with for the remaining 5 to 10 minutes. What is everyone having for dinner? You all usually ask me this, but now it's my turn to ask. What are you all having, or what did you already have for dinner, or for whatever meal you're eating in the part of the world that you're at? What are people eating? Let me see. I can't check yours, Chris. You had all stream to get it on. But I really got to end the stream soon, so next week. Unless I'm gonna check it, but I may not bring it up on screen. Ah, jeez. Okay, we can do this one real quick. Am I a bachelor? We got. Oh, I'm pretty sure some dietitians or like health advisors would look at this and like scream. Yo, this is like a LAN party loaded fridge though, you know? But what do we got? Marie calendars, honey roasted turkey, pre-made meals, and alright. I'm gonna comment on this because I've had these Jimmy Dean. Anything with frozen cheese, I just can't do because after you microwave them, the texture and the taste is just, I can't do. I like making these with like the raw ingredients, like just, you know, chopping up potatoes, chopping up sausage, or mixing ground sausage and then throwing some scrambled egg in there. I love breakfast bowls. Jimmy Dean ones, I can't do it though. They're kind of expensive for the quality that they have, unfortunately, for me anyways. And I don't even have that high of expectations, so. But hey, during like an apocalypse or something, you'll be set for a little bit at least. Oh, purely a joke, not yours. Okay, yeah. Hopefully it was a joke. And not to bash on anyone who eats Jimmy Dean's and Marie Callender's. I eat them from time to time, but yeah, they're very far from the real thing or the picture that they present on the boxes. Oh, you had spam and eggs? Was that with rice by chance? Who just eats spam and eggs with no rice? It gotta have been with rice, right? Hazard me. Shane Exet cannot do prepared frozen meals. My go-to frozen meal is definitely Totino's pizzas. I mean, I've been eating these since I can remember. Like, what, 4 or 5 years old? Which you could question if, you know, because these aren't the healthiest things in the world. What was my mom doing feeding us that much? But hey, it's cheap and affordable. But yeah, these are my guilty pleasure. We always have these in stock for when I'm super lazy, don't want to make a meal, like a real meal. Pop these in the oven, 18 minutes, get it nice and toasty. Never microwave these, by the way. These are horrible in the microwave. Always bake them in a real oven. But yeah, these are my guilty pleasure for sure. I like the combination flavor and the Supremes. But Kevin, no, Uncle Ben's rice. The F is American rice. I'm trying to think, have I ever had Uncle Ben's rice? And if I would be able to tell the difference. I guess because it's not jasmine rice, it will be less sticky, right? But, I mean, at the end of the day, rice is rice. The F is American rice, that's funny. Bro, Totino's is my guilty pleasure. It's the only frozen pizza we eat. Yeah, because it's like $1, maybe $1.50 after, you know. I remember they used to be under $1, but inflation, right? They're like $1.50. They're packed with, what, 700 to 800 calories. They taste good. Not the most healthy or nutritious, but, you know, they fill up your stomach when your stomach needs to be filled. Zushi Kate Tomoto. Man, I butchered that. Let me see if I can get this name right. Zushi Kate Tomoto. Kate Tomoto. I just butchered that up. But I can't eat fake food. I'm guessing you say fake, like pre-prepared, frozen, not made, kind of fresh with the real ingredients. $2 due to inflation now in Houston for Totino's. I think okay, maybe they are $2 at the grocery store I go to, but they usually have the buy 2 for $3 special, which is like always running, so I usually buy that. But yeah, for the pizza stuff, I've put a Totino's into our air fryer before too. Yeah. Using like a tabletop or a air fryer, definitely for small stuff like chicken nuggets or things like that, definitely way more efficient than using the full oven. I wish we had an oven that had a split level with like a smaller section that uses less power. We got our oven on a deal though, so we didn't really have a choice, unfortunately. My mom works at Lowe's. When they have stuff that's either out of season or like basically perfect condition returns, I get the hookup on those. H-Man 615. My GTX 1050 Ti is feeling the burn. Yeah, 1050 Ti, I mean, it's not too far behind the 1060, but even nowadays, like, if you're trying to play modern stuff, 1060s will start to feel it for sure. $300 air fryer? Okay, I gotta look this up. We bought our Ninja one for like... It's a dual air fryer from Costco, the Ninja. I forgot how much it was. Definitely wasn't 300, so now I'm questioning if we made a mistake. Breville air fryer. Oh, okay, so it's like one of these ovens. Okay, here's the thing though. Air fryers are essentially ovens, except the difference is they have like some kind of vortex fan in it that tries to circulate the air in it so it evenly cooks around everything, right? But for the most part, they have a heat coil and then they heat up the food. Which I remember for the longest time, a lot of people who didn't know about air fryers, they're like, "Oh, does it require oil or anything like that?" No, it's just an oven, just a different way to do an oven, I guess. But okay, this, yeah, I like ours because when you need to flip stuff, you know how I like to flip my tots. It has those pull-out things that you can flip things with, and a lot of the times we do make stuff that needs to be flipped or rotated. So with this one, I guess you could pull the basket out and like stir it, but the 2 chambers for the air fryer that we have is very convenient. We can make like raw stuff on one side. We made raw chicken in air fryers before, as well as do like other non-raw stuff on the other, so it's nice. Kinetic says, I would suggest you buy an oven for cooking GPUs. Indeed. Is the 3080 no 3080, even though it's that Strix model that's making it go for 850. Having that Strix the Strix tax is ridiculous. Like I said earlier on stream, it's like $100 up to $200 more than what the non-Strix version of the card would cost. So cooking GPUs works for Jensen. Yeah, okay, so things to look out for. I am trying so hard to get the LAN party out this week. LAN party video out this weekend. It should be a good one, so most of my focus is going to be on that. I got all my 24-man raids done for the week and WoW, so I don't have to spend as much time on WoW anymore. So trying to get the LAN party stuff done, and then I'm talking to Micro Center, seeing if they can help me try to get an Intel card for content creation wise, because it's not like I'm just gonna take it and not do anything on it. I would like to be able to play with it and then actually like make a video on it to inform other people. But if they can't get me one, then that's fine, because it already seems unfair that sometimes content creators get stuff that are just not in stock at all or even ahead of time. So whatever. So that is something else I'll be working on, as well as in the Optiplex build, which I've talked about for the longest time. I need to get working on that. So plenty of stuff to come up, but look out for the LAN party video. I am making sure that is the next video I release. So nothing else is going to take priority on the release schedule than the LAN party video. But other than that though, thank you for a great evening. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, a great rest of your week, and then great weekend coming up as always. Yeah, take care otherwise, and I will see you in the comments of the next video as well as the next stream. Take care everyone, have a good night.